Yo guys, what's going on? This is JudoFlip here, and this is episode 1 of Running Ranked. This is going to be a League of Legends gameplay video series for solo queue rank play, and it's going to try and help beginners starting out trying to get into ranked, and some people I know are definitely intimidated of it, so hopefully it's helpful, guys. Cheers. Okay guys, let's start off by first talking about some of the rules of solo queue ranked. Now these rules are important. They're kind of like the rules of Fight Club. The first rule of solo queue ranked isn't that you don't talk about it though, because if that were true then I wouldn't have made this video. The first rule of solo queue ranked is communication. If you communicate during the champion select screen with your team, you're probably going to have a better comp. If you communicate throughout the game, your team's probably going to play better. It's pretty straightforward, yet for some reason some people don't communicate. The second rule is don't be that guy. I'm talking about the guy who doesn't communicate, like I just mentioned. The guy who auto-locks the role that somebody already took, the guy that feeds the enemy team, the supports that go bottom, they feed the enemy carry, they don't ward, they rush a soul stealer, guys that make mistakes and they basically call their team out instead of trying to focus, play better, those know-it-all players who just critique everybody else's build and play style, those Rambo style players who try to invade the enemy jungle and keep dying, the players that blame the jungler for losing their lane, the players who get first blooded in their lane and keep getting ganked and they don't buy any wards. You know, I could keep going on, but there's a lot of versions of that guy, and for the sake of limited time, that's all I'm going to say for that for now. The third rule of solo queue ranked is you should learn how to play each role decently. I got into a game earlier with this guy that basically, even though my friend already called support, he said he could only support, so he was going to pick a support and basically troll the game and not play to win. And this is just like another version of the guy I was already talking about. And if everybody in the room had the same mentality as this guy, you're probably going to be playing something like Jungle Janna, which is going to suck even though it has a pretty sweet ring to it. So it's just, you can't play like that. The fourth rule of solo queue ranked is that these games seem to snowball incredibly fast, at least at the default ELO when you start out, which is like 1300-ish. Let's use my last 4 ranked games as an example here. Look at the scores. You notice the kills, death, and assist, whether it's good or bad, they're all kind of low. That's because every single one of these games was a 20-minute surrender roughly. The Ezreal and Misfortune game, the enemy surrendered, and the Graves and Ashe game, my team surrendered. And in the 2 games that I lost, I didn't really have anything to do with the loss. I was just trying to get good CS bottom. The game snowballed and 5 people ended up diving me on my tower. And all these games, the kills were like 10 to 1 or like 3 to 20 and all this stupid crap. Like, they're not even close. 90% of the games I've done so far have been super one-sided. The fifth rule of solo queue is that you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose a lot of games, and you gotta accept that. It doesn't even matter how good you are. You will lose games. You'll lose a bunch of games in a row because of teammates that are like doing stuff that I already mentioned. You can be the best league player in the world and you're still going to lose. You just got to accept it. But here's the difference. A good player will lose because of these bad players, and a bad player is going to be the ones causing the losses. So if you're good, you should eventually be able to increase your ELO. You just got to keep playing. Alright dude, so this next part I'm just going to talk about each of these matches here. This match was me on Ezreal with my buddy playing Soraka versus a Nidalee and Ashe. Now we definitely had the upper hand in this matchup because I don't find Nidalee is a very strong support. I wouldn't recommend taking Nidalee bottom for a support. Right here, as soon as I get 6, I want to go for the kill because of Ezreal's burst damage, and I can just kill the Nid pretty easily there. So yeah, what I was saying was Nidalee isn't really a strong support bottom. I don't think she can be played as an AD bruiser top. I think that's the best way to play her, and I don't think this guy made a strong pick for his team by picking Nidalee. As you can see, I got another kill on him there. We win our lane. The kills are 8-0. I think everybody won their lane in this game. It was really one-sided. Cassid and diving people here. And a couple of us low, but we're going to get some more kills here. That guy's going to pick up the Cassid and kill. I'm just going to switch to Ashe here because I know she'll drop really quick. Try and line them both up with the ulti, but unfortunately it's not enough damage. So the kills are now 10 to 1, and we're taking mid turret. So these guys are pretty much about ready to give up. This was, like I said, I talked about the games earlier. A lot of them really one-sided. This was one of the ones we won, and me and my friend won our lane bottom, and everybody else seemed to win their lane. Another game here where I played bottom. This Pantheon, Jungle Pantheon, had a really nice level 1 gank. He just did blue, I think, and then he came bottom. And we were able to actually get first blood on the Graves there. Everybody used all their moves. So just kind of CSing, not being super aggressive against Sona Graves, as they will have a lot of burst, and we are more of a sustain lane, MF and Soraka. I can definitely do some good damage too. I know that when we engage them there, the Pantheon's going to come in. So instead of trying to follow up, I just use my ult for the damage. Here I get a little too aggressive and I eat a Sona ult. I could have healed and maybe tried to fight him, but I just play it safe. The Pantheon comes in and he's doing a really good job this game. Really great jungling support, pretty much making us win our lane really easily. This Sona right here on the other team, unfortunately, I'm not sure why she's in our jungle trying to ward our blue. They're losing the game 13-2 in kills, and she's just out of position. So that's a poor move by her there, not helping out. So I pick up another kill, and eventually this game snowballed pretty hard. What are the kills? 21-3. Yeah, we're just pushing bottom here. As you can see there, I just chunked almost all that Sona's health off. I have a lot of farm, and MF ult plus Cat ult pretty much destroys their whole team here, as you saw earlier. It's pretty ridiculous. I wanted to show this again, and this was pretty much the deciding factor of the game. As soon as this happened, they just surrendered, and we aced their team. We killed all 5 of their teammates in like less than 10 seconds there. And then we get the tower here, and then they surrender the game. This game right here was actually really interesting. In the champion select, I first picked Riven and called top, and this other guy, nobody can jungle, and this other guy picks Nautilus when we have Soraka, Ezreal bottom, and he says he wants to go bottom, and Soraka and Ezreal are like, no, we're bottom. So we end up getting him to go up top here, and he starts autoing the lane and pushing it. So I'm up here with him in my lane. So he's like, I know what I'm doing. I'm not sure what he's talking about because he's pushing the lane. So I eventually realized that this is pretty stupid. We're not going to kill this Jarvan. So I'm just going to like pretty much turn into the team's jungler, even though I was supposed to be top. And one thing I don't understand is Q dodging. Like, I don't get Q dodging. Like, I was thinking about, well, this would be a good game to Q dodge because my team is retarded. We don't have a jungler and people don't know what they're doing. But I don't see the point in that, because if you Q dodge a game like this, you're just going to get into another game that's going to have a person similar to it. Like, what's the point? You know, you're just going to have the exact same thing happen. So I'm just going to, like, if I see, you know, stupid picks and stuff, I'm just going to deal with it and play the friggin' game and try to have fun with it. It's not worth, you know, taking it that seriously. I tried to do that in the first season, and I got frustrated when I lost a bunch of games because of stuff like this, and I'm just going to play the game. So as you can see here, I'm just ganking with my new jungle Riven without smite. These guys are not warding their lanes. That's not how you want to play. Although, in their defense, I don't think they thought we had a jungler because they saw us both top, and then they realized I was jungling later. So I find Lee Sin here, and I can pretty much 1v1 him. So I chase him, and he makes a nice play here. He dashes to the Heimer behind me, and I don't think I realized what happened there. I thought he might have flashed forward, but obviously I realized that that was not what happened. And then Cat goes for Heimer. Heimer flashes away, and I'm able to pick that kill up, so we get those two. And just another gank mid. I don't think anyone on their team was warding, so like this stealth jungler might be the new meta. Like, trick the enemy team into thinking you don't have a jungler, and then switch into a jungler and they won't ward anything. I guess that's what happened this game. It was pretty funny. But you know, despite me like thinking this would be a perfect game to Q dodge, I just, you know, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to play the game, and luckily for me, this game went really well. Despite, you know, people not making good picks. I'm just ganking lanes and people are just out of position the whole time. And on Riven, when you gank, you basically, you want to use your gap close just to get in, use your stun, use your ult, and use the wind slash when they're low. Ezreal runs away and I just hide in this bush here. And once again, they're caught, and I have a Bloodthirster now, so I do a lot of damage. The kills are 21-7, so this game was one-sided again. I've done, I think, 14 ranked games, and I could probably count the number of games that were close with like 1 or 2 fingers, because they've all been pretty one-sided, man. It's kind of a bummer. I mean, a lot of the games you don't even really get to do anything. Like, I usually play AD carry, and a lot of the AD carry games I win, I don't even really like, you know, play in any team fights. I just like win my lane, and then the game's over. And these guys surrender here, and they're like, bad game. But yeah, I mean, just saying, stick with it.